picture before? What thoughts did you have when you saw the picture? Next, what is the color of my dress? Yes, that's correct. Purple. Did you know the color purple represents gender equality? So why purple? Purple has historically been associated with efforts to achieve gender equality and is the color of the women's liberation movement. Then, what do you think of when I compare apples to oranges? Whenever I make a comparison between two different things, you almost always assume that I'm referring to something that doesn't compare to the other item. I think gender equality issues should be addressed this way. We must investigate topics that cannot even be compared to one another in any meaningful way. The truth is, gender equality is unquestionably accomplished when men and women have equal rights and opportunities in all sectors of society. For almost a century, women have fought for gender equality and women's rights. They attempted to do what men must do. They desire the same employment, treatment, and opportunities as males, but there are always exceptions. Assalamualaikum and greetings. My name is Syakirah Binti Beng Selamat. The main reason I'm here today is to persuade the audience those men and women should be treated equally in all aspects of life. I'm grateful for this opportunity to speak on why it's important to accept men and women as equals in all aspects of life. I highlight my topic on gender equality. I've divided my speech into 3 sections. Firstly, the importance of gender equality. Secondly, there is how to achieve gender equality. And lastly, there are the benefits of gender equality. But before I proceed my speech, let me lend your ear to this song.
You know that BTS is back. 수십 짜리 신발에 또 수백 짜리 패딩, 수십 짜리 시계에 또 으스대지 괜히. 교육은 산으로 가고 학생도 산으로 가. 21세기 계급은 반으로 딱 나눠져 있는 자와 없는 자, 쉬는 자와 없는 자, 입은 자와 벗는 자, 또 길을 써서 얻는 자. 이게 뭔 일이니? 유행해서 넌 밀리니? 때를 쓰고 애를 써서 얻어내.
Have you heard that song? That is a song by BTS, a popular Korean boy band. The title is Spinebreaker, a song with the lyrics excitedly focus on how social systems manifest inequalities with the lines in the system. 21st century, we are divided into exactly 2 classes. Those who have, those who don't have. I'm sorry, I can't write. We recognize that gender equality has been a major problem for many years and continues to be so. The best part in this song is how the message sneaks up on you with a melody refrain, right? So, what do you think about gender equality after hearing this song? What is the significance of gender equality? In all parts of life, it's important to see men and women as equals because the discrimination and prejudice against women continue to exist across the world. Firstly, the issue with gender equality is gender inequality. According to research by American and all 2021, on all fronts, gender inequality is irrational. By marginalizing women's rights, we lose the opportunity to elevate millions of men and women from poverty. Not to note the possibility of a universe that is just and fair. Most of the time, girls and boys, women and men are expected by society to play specific roles and perform in specific ways from birth based on traditions, religion, and other beliefs. Societal gender norms are shaped by this type's behavior. Now, let's take a look from this graph. According to a Pew Research Center research analysis, there is also a significant gender gap on this issue. 46% of men believe that society treats men and women equally, while only 34% of women agree. 53% of women believe culture favors men over women compared to 36% of men who believe the same. The next point is gender inequality leads to violence against women and girls. Generally, not everyone experiences inequality in the same way. Multiple forms of discrimination place individuals in a worse position and sometimes a unique one. For example, in 2018, India is ranked 108 out of 149 countries according to the World Economic Forum's Gender Gap Ranking. However, India has fallen 4 positions on the World Economic Forum's Global Gender Gap Index, which now stands at 112. This ranking is of great concern because it highlights the enormous disparity between women's and men's opportunities. Next, we come to the third point on the importance of gender equality. Gender equality is important because it will improve life satisfaction, men and women. In this world, obtaining a career is significantly more difficult for women than men. Women prefer to work in low-quality jobs under precarious conditions when they are employed, and little is anticipated to alter shortly. Gender equality has resulted in gains in the movement, including women's work rights. This will increase women's quality of life. I'm sure that you can see the importance of gender equality, but all of you might be asking, how to achieve gender equality? Right, let me explain. To achieve the goals of gender equality, we require a dual strategy that promotes equitable care distribution at the family level and highly quality care services. Firstly, according to Kalian Shile, Director of European Institute for Gender Equality, or we call as EIGE, the advantages of more evenly dividing care duties are evident. Countries with a more equitable distribution of unpaid care between men and women tend to have higher employment rates for women and a smaller wage disparity between men and women. This is why we need reforms at the household level, such that equal sharing of care responsibilities between women and men becomes the norm. Furthermore, living in a more equitable society where one may control one's own life circumstances is likely to result in better satisfaction. Secondly, to achieve gender equality, equal rights and opportunities must be included into all aspects of life. According to a speech by Emma Watson on September 2014, an ambassador for He for She campaign, she said, "I've discovered that advocating for women's rights is always equated with anti-male bias. If there is one thing I am certain of, it is that something must end. In fact, we ought to agree that there should be equal rights and opportunities for men and women. It is the principle of political, economic, and social equality between men and women." Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you can continue to stay with me. For now, we already talked about having to achieve gender equality. And now, let's take a look at the benefits of gender equality. Gender equality benefits both women and men in every aspect of life. The main reason is gender equality has significant impacts on growth. Gender equality increases human capital, physical capital, market competitiveness, and agricultural production which can improve economic growth. Economic growth, with its need for computer workers, may help gender equality and education. In the right conditions, virtuous cycles can occur, such as fewer gender gaps in education, leading to economic progress and less gender inequality. Therefore, equality between the sexes avoids abuse against women and children, physical or mental. For economic growth is really important. Furthermore, societies that value women and men as equals are safer and healthier. As a rule, the problem arises when people don't take this matter seriously. Then there are no opportunities for women to receive equal treatment with men when many people disregard gender inequality. By now, you should already know why it is important to accept men and women as equals in every aspect of life. Before we move to the final step, let's watch this trailer together.
This world is not yet ready for all that you will do. The time will come, Diana. And everything will be different.
Have you watched this movie? This is one of the best movies of 2017. Yes, that's correct. Wonder Woman is always included when talking about feminist film, and this is justified. The character and plot of Wonder Woman itself is empowering and encouraging for anyone. More importantly, Wonder Woman is the first woman hero character in a male-dominated universe that is being taken as seriously as the lead male hero characters such as Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man. So, do we still believe that gender inequality should exist in our life? To summarize, for a country's overall well-being and development, gender equality's goals are the most essential factor. Changes have occurred in countries with less inequality in gender equality. Everyone deserves an equal chance at every opportunity. This change shouldn't be taken away just because you happen to be a girl. As human beings, we should not get so hung up on our differences. Nevertheless, we need more understanding of the distribution of information about women's rights. Besides, to check the right and proper implementation of policies, the government should take the initiative. Ladies and gentlemen, before I end my speech, I'd like to emphasize that gender equality is an issue for both men and women. We are struggling for a uniting world, but the good news is that we have a uniting movement. There are many organizations in Malaysia that support gender equality issues. One of them is AWAM, or we call as All Women's Action Society. AWAM envisions a just, democratic and equitable society where all persons, women especially, are treated with respect and are free from all forms of violence and discrimination. Furthermore, they are also fighting for men. I am inviting you to step forward, to be seen, to speak up, to be the he for she, to be she for he, and to ask yourself, if not me, who? If not now, when?
My voice this time.